you're here, you're probably a fan of these mini vases, but you're wondering, how do I stylize them? Well, I'm going to show you a couple of ways. So let's just go ahead and add some florals to our vases. And because these vases are going to be grouped together, you don't want the florals to look the same in each of the vases, and you don't want them to get too busy either, because as a collective, the flowers will make up one arrangement. And so I don't feel a need to mix the flowers in as I'm putting them into the vase. And especially for flowers like these eryngiums, they're so unique in their form that they really do lend to being on their own in the vase. I think I want this one to be a little bit lower. So I'm going to snip this end off. I find that what's prettiest when you're adding a couple of stems together is to have the lower one just right below the bottom of the higher or longer stem. And we have some sea lavender here. And these are really beautiful and so purple too. And as far as filling them in, you don't want, this one has a somewhat bigger hole at the opening. You don't want to just have a single stem or a small stem, because then it just looks disproportionate. So this one, I'm trying to fill it in a little bit more. And these are some alstroemeria. And these would look really beautiful on their own because they're already full of leaves. And so I'm going to put them into a thinner opening. And of course, make sure that you have enough water in each of these vases. I would do about an inch or so. And sometimes it's even nice to just have some greenery. So because this greenery is somewhat wide, I want to have a vase that is wide as well, so it looks still proportionate. So this is a nice wide vase. My trick to cutting the stems at the desired height is to place the vase close to the edge of the table, and then that way I'm able to adjust the height of the floral or the stem and then cut level to where the table edges. And of course, you never want the leaves touching the water, because that will dirty up the water and create bacteria that will, in the end, make the florals go bad faster. And so this is what I have here, but I really do want it to be a little bit more fuller or not off to the side. So I'm going to cut the stem just slightly shorter. There we go. And that way it's a little more upright. So let's do another one with alstroemeria. And I want to select a short height for this one. And then this time around, I want to select a shorter vase with some of this sea lavender. And let me just fill it in just a little bit more. And because this is very plain on this side, I'm going to cut it shorter just so this can fill it in on that side. Okay, that looks good. As far as grouping these, I believe it looks better to have either 3 vases together or 5. And I like to have the tallest one in the center. So we were doing a group of 5. This is how I would stylize it. So the tallest one in the center, and then of course the other 5 around. And then if you were to do just 3, let's take this one out And let's say we wanted to do this one. You would create somewhat of a triangle with the 3. Hope this was helpful, and I hope you have fun just putting all the different combinations together.